It's time to live draft on Underdog Fantasy. Promo code Smitty right here. I'll drop the link and we can do it live. Here's the link. That is the link. Let me pin said link in the live chat so you guys can jump in and sign up if you haven't already. You've got to use the link. Promo code Smitty matches up to $100 on your first deposit. So, click that bad boy. Link is going to be pinned in just 1 second. Let me grab this link. Let me pin it. And then we're jumping straight into the draft. Appreciate everybody being here. You guys absolutely rock. All right, here we go. Pinning the link right now. Here it is. Let me drop it one more time in the chat as you guys come strolling in. Appreciate everybody being here. There's the link. And let me pin the link. And then we're going to jump right in, okay? So you're going to go to the puppy card, click it. Don't click the green button yet. Don't click that green button yet. I pinned the link. The link's there. If anybody misses out, just draft alongside of us and a draft right next to it. You're going to be fine. You're going to hear all of our insights, and you're going to be able to apply them to your draft. Click the green button now. There's about a 2, 3, 4, 5 second delay right now on YouTube, so I'm waiting. I'm going to click the link. $1 million in prizes. Boom. We've got multiple spots still open. Those will be filled. And they're filled. This is we're not doing a second one, but like I said, jump into one alongside of us and it will be almost more advantageous for you to do so because you'll be sitting there applying what you're hearing in your particular draft. 150K to first place, $75,000 to second, 50,000 to third, and these awesome regular season prizes. First place gets 10,000 through weeks 1 through 14. It's absolutely amazing. I got the 2 pick. Phenomenal. Mashed potatoes! Very ecstatic about that. While we wait for this to start, 27 seconds. You don't have to do this right now, but I want everybody to know that at the bottom you click pick 'em. And then on this little set of choices here, you're going to go to what's about 7th spot, NFL season. And this is where they have those higher lows that are smashes. Trevor Lawrence, 26.5 TDs. It's back. They took it down. It's back. Hit the over on that. Jahmyr Gibbs. This one is, look at this one. Joe Burrow, 33.5 over. 33.5 over. Where is this Jahmyr Gibbs? I got to get back to the draft. I'm going to time out. I know it. Jahmyr Gibbs. Where is it? Jahmyr, show me where you are, buddy. Where are you, buddy? Did I pass him? Jahmyr Gibbs. 580 yards over. That is a smash. Okay, back to drafts. Active. 25 seconds remaining. I'm obviously on the clock. It went Jefferson. I'm going to go Chase. I've been going Bijan so much. I'm glad I get a 1 or a 2 pick so I can go Jamar Chase. Board view there. Let's go over to, let me get this draft going on. Let's see here. What is this? Up in 20 picks. There we go. Get into that draft. Let me show the draft view. I think you guys like this view a lot better. So go with the draft view there. And then let me get rid of the double underdog codes. Okay, so underdog fantasy promo code Smitty. Make sure you guys use that code. Your boy took Jamar Chase. Let me get into board view for you. It's a lot easier on the eyes. And you guys can watch it from this vantage point right here. Jamar Chase going to Justin Jefferson going 1. Bijan going to TD Strikers. Ron Navy at the 3 pick. And Dealman going at Cooper Kupp at 4. We got XPV. We got Tracy, Area 51. I don't know what his name is. The Big U from the number 8 spot. Nar from the 9 spot. Dust Jacket in the 10. Wild Beast in the 11. And Stud Racer in the 12. Tyreek Hill going number 5 overall. Yeah, buddies. Prolific dropping an immediate super chat like a monster. He says Breece Hall or Gibbs and a first for CMC. Which one? Breece Hall or Gibbs and a first for CMC. Which one? You're talking about Dynasty, right? Because Breece Hall or Gibbs and a first for CMC. If I'm getting the first rounder and Gibbs, I'd take it. I love Breece Hall, and look, Breece Hall could vault above Gibbs in Dynasty and redraft. after a couple weeks of playing solid football and looking healthy. So understand I'm torn between this from a dynasty perspective, but I would take either one with the first rounder for Christian McCaffrey. The fact that you're getting a first rounder on top of one of those players is absolutely crazy. Fantastic job. I go Gibbs just because he's healthier right now, but that could certainly change. Go get Gibbs in the first rounder. If you won't do it, take Brees. Either one of those is fantastic. I love it. I love it. Nice job, bro. Nice job. Brees, Hall, or Gibbs in a first for Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I think I read it right. I read it right. Man, Aloha. Where's Aloha been? I didn't get in, but I'm here drafting. Appreciate you. Draft alongside of us, Aloha. Moonman cards haven't gone out, by the way. We're still waiting on a couple people. I wanted to give some people a chance that earned the spot, that requested the spot, and I'm still waiting for a couple people to confirm. And I just haven't wanted to. I've been so busy getting the Moonman cards out and everything. I haven't pushed anybody on the Marsman cards out. Those are all mailed, obviously. I didn't want to push anybody on the Moonman until I was ready to even go through the process, because it takes a long time to go through all that while I'm doing all the other day-to-days that I'm doing. So Moonman cards are next. I'm going to get to that this week, and we're going to iron it out and get them shipped out hopefully at the end of this week. Aloha, appreciate you. Sorry I've been away. I tore my rotator cuff. Oh, that's no excuse, Aloha, because Dalvin Cook puts on a flak jacket and gets out there to work every single time he tears his. No, I'm just kidding, bro. Really, really sorry to hear that. Let's send Aloha to the moon.
To the moon.
Let's give Aloha a standing ovation.
Mashed potatoes!
Aloha is very sorry to hear about your knee, bro. That's crazy, man. Let's see. Almost on the clock here. How many picks away am I? 1, 2. I don't even know which one. I got so many drafts in here. When I leave a draft, I can't even find it. There it is. I'm trying to find it on my phone. Aloha, appreciate you. Very sorry to hear about your knee, bro. Very, very sorry to hear about your knee. Or your rotator cuff, I'm sorry. Collusion. Hit that like, Smitty. Not in the draft, but 2 pick next to you. Okay. So me and Russian are both drafting from the 2 in drafts that are not the same, but we're side by side. We're going to try and smash each of these drafts from that 2 pick. Yeah, I didn't mean to say knee. Sorry about your rotator cuff, bro. What's up, Neil? Yes, Andrew, I know. I corrected myself immediately. Smitty ain't no ACL tear. I know. Rotator, but that's why I said Dalvin Cook puts on a flak jacket. I knew what I was saying. Come on, bro. Okay, TD Strikers is on the clock. Who's he taking? Where do you get those Prime Energy drinks? There are a lot of places, bro. There are a lot of places. I go, they're at Target, they're at gas stations, they're everywhere. All right, I'm on the clock here. You know. I almost smoked my rotator. Yeah, guys, I know what a rotator cuff is. I misspoke and said knee. Sorry about your knee. Smitty, rate Prime on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say 9. I love it. As I was saying, when I clearly identified rotator cuff the first time, Dalvin Cook puts a flak jacket on and goes straight out to work. So there's no excuse for Aloha not to get in a draft and start smashing up against the draft board here. I live in Cali. You can't find them anywhere. They're really hard to get. It would suck if like they all of a sudden went missing, and sometimes they're sold out and you got to go a bunch of different places. But I stock up, bro. I buy as many as I can find. All right, on the clock here, T. Higgins. Okay, I'll probably go. A little early, but I want to stack it. Three picks into my puppy. Got Bijan, Hall, and Hurts. I almost went Hurts instead of Burrow, just because I'm not the guy that's gonna tell you to stack above all things. But I do want to stack it in this case. But I definitely almost went Hurts. I really did. Christian Watson goes to TD Strikers. He's been drafting a lot of Christian Watson lately. I can't blame him. Love the man. My grocery store seems to have tons of flavors and palettes. Yeah, the best one's probably this Ice Pop. It's probably my favorite. Ice Pop is my favorite. And then the second favorite of mine is probably, I'd have to say, the Fruit Punch, or the, what's it called? I think it's not called Fruit Punch. It's called Tropical Punch, I think. But Ice Pop is probably my favorite. And then I kind of like the Meta Moon. I used to be my favorite, and now for some reason I don't love it. And this one's got 20 calories, man. And it tastes like it has like 500 calories. It's crazy. I usually hate 0-calorie drinks. My grocery store, yeah. Jake the Snake would puke if he saw you picking Burrow in the first QB off the board. Well, that's okay. Best ball is different. Can you rank all second round running backs? In this draft, I'd probably say, JT. I mean, Brees and Pollard are close for me. Barkley is right. I mean, these are all very close. Like, honestly, they're super close. Like, I want Brees Hall at cost of entry more. I want Tony Pollard at cost of entry more. But do you take Jonathan Taylor and Henry? Probably before, but I don't like it, and that's why I just avoid it. I go wide receiver. I figure something else out. Like Olave is great in that second round. I drink Mexican Coke still, but like one a day or one every 2 days. I used to drink like 10 of them. And I haven't lost as much weight as I should have. Like I went from like 223 to like 213 by stop drinking Coke and running and exercising and all that. I mean, I really should be down like 30 pounds, but Coke doesn't really make me gain weight like it does other people, because I think I'm so used to drinking it. I've been drinking it my entire life. When I was in high school, I would drink like 344 ounces a day, and I've been doing that since I was a kid. So like Coke doesn't do anything to me like it does to everybody else. I should drop 30 or 40 pounds by stop drinking Coke. I even stopped drinking Coke for like 4 weeks when I did my initial weight loss. I dropped down about 10 pounds, and I haven't gained it back. Drinking one Coke every day or so, doesn't do anything. That Mexican Coke is dangerous. Is really good. Dangerous because it's good. Smitty, you promised us that grind. What's that mean? Derek Carr said the reason he signed with the Saints was because of Michael Thomas. Okay, Andrew. Sure, Andrew. I was 210 pounds and now I'm 140 in a span of 8 months. Is that bad? It depends, bro. Are you working out and doing some good things? If not, you could have something going on. Sometimes there's thyroid issues too. People gain and lose weight based on thyroids. And when you get to about 30 or 40, in between there, sometimes your thyroid situation can kick in, and the unexplainable changes are due to that. Just because you haven't drank it your whole life doesn't change the calories or nutrition of it. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything to me, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I could drink 100 ounces of Coke a day. I drank well over 100 ounces of Coke a day. I mean, that 100 ounces was a cake. That was nothing. That was me taking a break. I'd drink probably, of the 12-ounce bottles, I would drink probably 9 of those a day. Chimera, any news? Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, where's that Burrow tape? Who was that guy that said he's got tape that would make Burrow? Maybe that's why Burrow hasn't signed his contract extension. The tape came out. The guy came in here and said he had not like tape, not video footage of him doing something crazy off the field. It was like he had footage of his practices or his game filmed, a certain thing that Burrow does that if it got out, Burrow would be figured out and he would never be good again. And he came into the live stream and we're like, well, when's the tape dropping, bro? And the guy, he's been gone ever since. Ty Lee, wasn't it Ty Lee? We're going to do a mock it all. Not yet. The mock drafts aren't quite up to par yet. So we're kind of waiting on the mock drafts. God, you guys are just snipers. There's just nothing left. Just nothing left. What are we doing here? I've been doing this all night, you know, going double quarterback. I've been doing this all night because playing in Snipe City mode, you can't, you know, everybody's gone 5 picks before they should be. And so I'm just going to take the best player available and double down on the QB and smash all of you with the quarterback position. Going to play these games with me. Going to snipe me left and right. Going to play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Bro, TY dipped so hard. Yeah, Ty Lee did not come back. He did not come back. I should take T-Law as well, just to show you guys, just to ruin it. I don't even know who to take at this point. I've got one running back, one wide receiver. There's nobody left that you should take right here. I mean, this is crazy. This is the thinnest I've ever seen it. Let's go DJ Moore, I guess. And cuff DJ Moore and Fields together. So now I got Burrow, Fields, Breece Hall, Chase, DJ Moore. Looks really good. I'm not going to lie. I don't mind this team. But that's the part of like everybody's sniping and you just got to roll with the punches. If people are coming out sniping, you got to roll with the best team you can get, doing the smartest drafting you can do. And this is pretty much rolling with the punches. You snipe me, you take Watson and London and all these guys before they should go. And I don't get a single one of them, not Walker or anybody. I'm going to go ahead and come in and take the next best QB. And I'm going to scoop them up and I'm going to dominate the quarterback rotational scoring. Yeah, buddies. Looks pretty solid. Looks good. What did Ron do? Ron took TJ Hawkinson. Yeah. AJ Lancaster started Bijan Garrett Wilson at the 1.12. Should I get weird with it and play? I mean, depends. Go with the best player available, bro, like I did. I went Fields. I didn't want to mess around with anybody else. I wanted Fields and Burrow, and I'm going to kill everyone in quarterback scoring. I'm going to score. If Burrow drops a 30-point game instead of a 45, Fields has got his back. Fields is dropping. Let's just say I score, let's say 390 divided by 17. Is that really the scoring for quarterbacks? What does Burrow score? He scored 369. So let's call it 400 even this year because I think he has a monster year. And Fields says 400. There's probably a really good chance. So that's divided by 17. That's 23.5 points. There's a really good chance instead of getting 400 divided by 17, this quarterback double stack that I did, instead of getting me 23.5 points times 17, which is 400, I'm going to get 26 points per game from my quarterback slot, maybe 27, because I'm going to get these guys popping off differently. And so 27 times, and this is just a guess, it could be higher than this. That's 459, it's 460. I might get 60 more points than I should have by just drafting Burrow or Fields by having both of them. Or maybe more, maybe 80. Maybe 80. Yeah, the only thing I would say is in a sniping environment like this one, maybe moving forward, I won't even take Burrow, and I'll just say, give me a Jahmyr Gibbs or somebody like that. I'll take a Jahmyr Gibbs instead of Burrow, and then I'll get Fields still, and then I love my team, even more there. ETN over Gibbs in the fourth. I'd probably rather have Gibbs. If I missed a super chat, I'm sorry, guys. Let me check. Okay, phone lines are open if anybody wants to dial in to the show. Russian collusion. Lancaster said just got the Bijan and at the 1.12 and a puppy. Lancaster, appreciate your super chat and appreciate you. Russian collusion. Hit that like button. Smitty, not in the draft, but had the 2 pick. Yeah, I did read that already. I read off Prolifics. I read off Aloha super chats. Appreciate you guys dropping those. Phone lines are open. Dial in if you want to have a conversation.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Almost on the clock. I'm tired today. I've been going crazy. Tomorrow's going to be a good day. We're going to have a lot of good videos out. A lot to talk about tomorrow. Marsman Russian collusion.
What's going on, Smitty?
What's up, Marsman Russian? Marsman
No.
Marsman Ron's on hold. What can I do for you, conclusion?
Ron's on the phone too?
He's on the
I
phone.
love Ron. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, Ron Navy. Let's hit it hard, buddy.
Hey, what's up? Having fun tonight.
Yeah, Smitty, you wouldn't believe the differences in our 2 picks, and you got the 2, I got the 2.
Yeah.
We both picked Jamar Chase. My next picks were Patrick Mahomes, Stevenson, Kirk, Dobbins, and then I don't know how I picked him, but I did, and Ron Navy would love this, but
You didn't
I
mean
picked
to?
Deontay Johnson and George Pickens. But I think Deontay was, I must not have been paying attention.
Okay. Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind the team. It sounds like you did really good there. I like the combination of what I got going on here. It definitely feel like, okay, what do I do here? I've got. Let me put my team on screen here. I've got Joe Burrow, Fields, Breece Hall, Swift, Jamar Chase, DJ Moore. I could go Kadarius Toney here, or I could go Jahan. I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna go high upset with Toney, and just I like both of them. I love both of them. But so the team so far: Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Kadarius Toney. Feel like that's pretty solid. either way, Kadarius Toney, Jahan, I love them both. I rotate them, so I'm definitely getting my share of both of them. I love when I get both of them in the same draft, but it's that's a good looking start. Ron's right next to me. He's got Bijan, Derrick Henry, Christian Watson, Drake London, Hawkinson, Addison, Dotson. Nice. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. Let me ask you something. Do you think you reached with Burrow?
Yeah, well, yeah,
no?
Of course I reach for him, but I'm stacking. In best ball, if you are going to stack and you're stacking a high potent, high octane offense, don't listen to people who say you can't. There are times where you take AJ Brown and Hurts back to back at the, 11 and 13 picks or 14 picks. Don't worry about that. And like I always say, one reach is fine. You make one reach, you can recover from that easily. But in retrospect, and I don't know. I really like this team. In retrospect, would I rather have Gibbs reach a little on Gibbs and then have Fields at 47 and have that as my quarterback situation alone? Maybe. But I'll have to see what it looks like at the end of the day here. I still like the team a lot. DJ Moore, Chase, and Kadarius Toney are pretty formidable. Brees Hall, Swift, I like it.
I think I like your picks up to Fields. I think Fields is going to do well this year, but I just don't know if that was the right pick at that point, because I think you would have had more upside picking somebody else.
Probably, but that's why we test them out. That's why they're $5 a pop.
Exactly.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with dominating quarterback scoring, and just because Burrow's going in a best ball where you can't trade, there's a real strong shot Burrow doesn't necessarily come back to me. So if I want him and I want to stack him to Chase, you got to take him there. Doesn't matter if it's early.
Yep.
I don't worry. I don't worry about it too much. I don't care what people say.
No,
Ronnie,
you're not
on the clock, are you?
No.
All right, I'm on the clock now, and I'm gonna. It's gonna put a knife right in your side, but Kamara is the only guy I can take. I gotta take him. Smitty, you're gonna love it, but what are you gonna do?
Do it live.
Who are you in here?
He's not in this draft. He's in a draft alongside of us. He's in the 2 spot. He's in the 2 spot as well.
I wish I was in your draft and you took Kamara. That'd make my team stronger.
Yeah, but it's amazing because and Smitty says this every night. He says it doesn't matter if you're in with us, just get in, and you can see what we're doing. And I can honestly tell you that my draft in the number 2 position is 110% different, except for the Chase. Pick. It's 110% different. Smitty's.
Yeah, because you're not getting sniped like me.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to make a crazy call with that Fields call, but I'm glad I did it. But it's like there's nobody else left. I wasn't gonna force just grabbing a wide receiver because I needed one. I was like, I'm taking Fields.
Snipe?
Huh?
Who's sniping you?
Well, Ron, there's 4 guys that should be available at that Fields pick that weren't. So everyone. We're all sniping each other. We're all reaching. It's a reach-a-thon in here.
Yeah, but who? I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
I heard been there, but I agree with the 46th pick is ADP's 44.
Well, no, I'm saying it's a reach-a-thon in here, Ron. At that Fields pick, I guarantee you that Rush Inclusion had 2 or 3 guys that I would be taking that aren't available in this particular draft. So Fields was the only play because I wasn't just going to take some wide receiver just to take one. All right, here I'm up. I've got Joe Burrow, Fields, Brees Hall, Swift, Chase, DJ Moore, Kadarius Toney. Feeling pretty good about the crew. I've got Toney. Might as well go with Pacheco. Cuff them together.
And I got my Kirk Cousins.
Ron, what is it with you in Minnesota? I don't understand it.
What is it with
Help
me
me
and
out, Ron.
Minnesota? What?
Help me out, Ron. I don't understand the Minnesota thing with you. You're a Steeler, and you're
Right.
always taking the Vikings. I just don't I don't understand it. I've always said that to myself. I'm like, why does Ron always pick Kirk Cousins and all these Minnesota? I mean, don't get me wrong. Very, strong passing offense. And I see where you're going with it. But it's only been consistent over the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't like Hawkinson at all. I love Addison. I just don't understand your infatuation with Cousins. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a Cowboys fan, and I hated Cousins when he was with us.
That he's only had 1 year where he didn't pass for over 4,000 yards. One year.
Okay.
Out of all of his years, 1 year, he hasn't passed for over 4,000 yards. He's the most consistent quarterback out there.
Someone said.
Can't go wrong with that.
Someone says, "Is Russian collusion having a white Russian?" Are you having is there a white Russian in your hand? Collusion?
No, I don't drink.
No. Okay. They're just
You can't
joking.
go wrong.
Hey, real quickly, guys, take a look at this squad: Joe Burrow, Fields, Brees, Swift, Pacheco, Kamara, Chase, DJ Moore, Kadarius Toney. Feeling pretty good about it. Ron Navy's team looking pretty solid, I must say. Looks good. Ron's got Kirk Cousins. I think obviously, I'm going to absolutely lambaste your quarterback scoring. But Bijan and Henry obviously comes down to Henry. Like maybe Henry, if Henry can ball out. Yeah, if Henry can ball out.
I wanted that combo of Bijan and Henry.
Yeah. It's a good squad. Good squad. I like it.
For a change, because I haven't taken them.
Big Dog Stark's got Herbert, Alexander Madison, AJ Dillon, Zach Charbonnet, Jefferson, Higgins, DK. Trying to find another name I recognize in here.
Brian, you like Henry this year or no? And you drafted him this one here, but in this format. But do you really like him?
Like who?
Henry.
Yeah, I mean, one of these years he's going to fall off. So could it this year or could it be after this year? Don't know.
Chance, right?
808 caller, you're live. Who's this? What's up, Ian?
What's up, man?
What can I do for you?
I said I'd call in the other day.
Okay.
I just wanted to comment on Cousins real quick, if we're still on the subject.
Sure.
Oh, here we go.
Cousins, I would say, depending on what the NFL schedule is going to be like this year for the Vikings, Cousins does good against not under 500 teams. So, because his fantasy points are up and down. So I wouldn't mind putting him on my bench or something, filling it in.
Hey, hang tight before Ron responds. Hold on one second.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Denny dropping a $20 holler.
Alert.
Get out of here.
Denny, call in. Where are you at, Denny? What are you doing? Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, he's totally nuts. He's not even looking at his performances. He's not looking at his stats. He's not looking at anything. He's just calling in just to say, "Oh, Cousins isn't on."
What do you think about that?
Real.
What do you say about that,
He's
Ian?
right behind Burke here.
Wait, what are you saying exactly?
Hold on, Roger. Hang tight.
I'm actually saying Cousins is decent.
Yeah, Ian's not like ripping on him,
If you
Ron.
put him on your bench.
But Ron, he just doesn't want to start him. There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's fine, but we're talking best ball here. We're not talking redraft.
Yeah, but he's just saying he doesn't mind him. He said I think he even said something positive about him. He just said I'd rather have him on my bench, and I can't blame him. I don't have a single team with Cousins, Ron. I've drafted hundreds of teams, hundreds and hundreds. I don't have a single share.
You can't stand just like I can't stand Swift and Kamara. So
but I think you're assuming that he's going
you had
to.
Addison. You had Addison on the top of your receiver list. You were going through them. You had Addison as one point.
Yeah, we've gone over
Flowers
this.
and Addison and all that. Now you don't like him at all.
But Ron, I've explained why. 1,000 times.
Hold on.
1,000 times. He's playing second fiddle, maybe third fiddle in Minnesota. I understand that he's going to be good. I understand he's going to be good, but he might not be as good as people are expecting. I think he could be a great wide receiver 3, but people are drafting him like he's a wide receiver 2 in fantasy, sometimes high end. And I think that's a tall order for a team that has a tight end and the best wide receiver or top 2 wide receiver in the National Football League, and a guy that the team essentially is like keeps trying to figure out how to get out of this quarterback situation. They want to move on. Clearly they do. Let me get Kincaid here.
So, Smitty, I gotta disagree with you there. I think Anderson is gonna be a number 2 easy in that offense.
No, I know you do, pal.
Nobody else besides him or Jefferson.
I mean, there's nobody else.
And he's probably gonna take some of Jefferson's.
But what do you mean there's nobody?
Away.
What do you mean there's nobody else? You got Hawkinson, you got Osborne, you got JJ. Like, there's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah, but Osborne's gonna be number 3 now. You know Osborne's going to be number 3 now, right?
Right, but you just said they got nobody else, and I'm just correcting you that they have Osborne, they have Hawkinson. He's potentially the third, favorite target of Cousins. We can't.
But now they have no running back coming out of the backfield.
Madison,
right?
What do you mean no running back coming out of the backfield? Madison's been a top 5 to 10 running back anytime he's ever been called upon. Madison's a monster. I think we're looking at this just in a situation in a way that I don't think is safe. That's all. Doesn't mean I hate Addison. And as Ron said 1,000 times before, and I've explained it 1,000 times before, I don't dislike Addison. But when he landed in Minnesota, he tanked in my rankings, and that's because I don't believe he's got a ceiling. He's got a governor on his potential outcome. There's just only so much he's going to be able to do. Will he catch a lot of passes? Probably. Will he catch a lot of touchdowns? I don't think it'll be what people expect. Do I think he's easily the number 2 target there? I do not think he's easily the number 2 target there. I think he could be, but I think to assume he's going to be is, I don't know. I just think people are
in the 6th round. He is no different than you drafting Swift or you drafting Kamara.
Correct.
There's no difference.
Correct.
The value's still there.
But I've never argued.
Different than Ron. That is different, Ron. Though I just think that with Jefferson taking so many targets and so many defensive players with him, it's going to open up stuff for Addison. That's what I believe.
I think Addison, but here's the thing: is I've never once said Addison won't be good. I never once said that. I just think people are over-drafting him. That's all.
And I said that I think Addison's going to be the number 1 fantasy rookie receiver this year.
And it wouldn't be that crazy if he was, to be honest. I think Tank Dell could beat them all. But it wouldn't be that crazy.
It depends.
It wouldn't be that crazy if he's number 1 because JSN's in a crappy situation. Flowers has still a lot to prove in his situation.
Tank Dell could be the number 3 receiver in Houston.
Well, that's
you got Nico Collins there.
But Ron, that's why we play the game. That's why we play the game.
Exactly.
And I've never been.
We got different.
Right, and I've never even
we got different views.
and I've never been critical
Yeah, I
of
got
your
something for
overly
Ron.
high view on Addison. I've always been like, that's awesome, rock it, you know.
I am.
Rock on.
I love, Smitty, I love your view on Tank Dell, and I think, let's put it this way: if Stroud can do what we think Stroud can do, Tank Dell can get into the. I don't know if he can get in the top 10, but he can be a high-performing wide receiver. I love Tank Dell.
I think
And I
Tank Dell
you're
can be the
spot
number.
on.
I think it could be the number one receiver in this class. I mean, he really can. This class is not
Yeah.
that good. This class is not the sophomore wide receiver class. And Addison could be
No.
the number one rookie wide receiver, and it wouldn't shock me at all. But he still is going to have certain limitations to the output,
Well,
in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. How can he be number one and Jefferson be number one too? Right. I mean, that's tough.
Hold on,
That's a big.
we got real quickly. We got Denny calling in. Denny, you're live on the show, and I got to ask you your take on. I forget what is your take on Addison.
Addison's who's backup? First of all, what's up, Ron Navy? I see you, Ron Navy. I see you, baby boy. Yeah. Goddamn school. Hey, God bless you for your service. Ron Navy, you gotta check yourself. Addison. All right, Smitty. Help me out here. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know Addison. He's a wide receiver, rookie wide receiver for the Minnesota Vikings.
All right, Vikings. All right, who's slinging that rock? That's Minnesota. Who's slinging that rock there? Oh yeah, I like that old school guy. That dude, he rips it. He zips
guy.
it, just like me and you.
You know the guy.
Yeah, the guy I'm talking about. Yeah,
the
the
guy.
Vikings.
Yeah, because his name starts with
Tony, you know the guy. You know
the guy. You know the guy. The guy that starts with a K.
Yeah,
He's your
Kirk?
cousin. He's your cousin, Denny.
Oh, Kurt, oh, yeah, Kurt, yeah, he's something else, man. He's still in the game, and then he still has Justin, something. Can't
Jefferson.
remember his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
JJ.
So you're gonna rip it, and he zips
gonna
it like
zip
me
it.
and Smitty, dude. I swear, it's a whole different ball game.
We
I'm
zip TMT.
screwed.
TMT dropping 5 gifted memberships. TMT, thank you so much, my man. TMT, what a monster. Denny, thank you for your
He's a
$20
good
holler,
guy.
by the way, Denny. I appreciate your $20
Yeah,
holler.
yeah, man. I like to get in here, man, and just have some fun.
Yeah.
Because this is what a good time this is. People don't know that Smitty is the man. You know what I mean? And he's a zip it.
I appreciate that.
It's awesome. I love throwing $20 hauls in here, even when I don't know. I love when you guys. I do know what I'm talking about, but sometimes I don't. But oh man, what the hell is happening out there? Hey, you know what's going on?
What?
All right. DeAndre, D-Hop.
Yeah.
He might be going over to the Patriots, all right? And you know I like the Patriots because I'm a Boston guy, right? I would love to see Juju Smith-Schuster and DeAndre Hopkins just getting slinging it.
Yeah, slinging
From,
it. Hey, one second, guys. TMT dropped another gifted 5 memberships. That's 10 total.
God bless him. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good boy.
TMT is dropping dynamite all night long.
Denny, where you been?
What?
Dude, I dropped $20 bills. I like dropping 20s just so everyone knows I love the show. I can't believe the show isn't as popular as it should be, but
It'll get there, Denny.
I think we will.
We got 140
this-
people in here now. Denny, can you tell them to hit that like button? Because we got 55 people hitting it out of the 140.
Dude, just hit the like button.
Zip it.
Dude, I don't even care. Sometimes I'm just making bad bets and then I just say, all right, let me just take 20 and sling it over to, Smitty's.
Hey, Denny,
yeah,
can you tell everybody to zip that like button? To zip it?
Zip it. Just zip it. It's like if you're good at being a QB, maybe you sucked in high school at everything. You know what I like about this this thing is guys like me and Smitty. Like, maybe we weren't the best at maybe we didn't
Zip
hook
it.
up with the goddamn
Trying to
cheerleader,
shoot.
But you know what? We zipped it and just hit that like button. 'Cause this is the best goddamn thing you're ever gonna hear. I swear to God.
Thank you, Denny.
And
Hey,
many puts them what?
Denny,
What?
East Coast Tatty just said it's 1:24 a.m. his time, and he says it was worth waiting for Denny.
Yeah, he's right. But does he understand how much I love Smitty? You know what I mean?
I think he does.
The love is. You talked me into. I jumped over a couple mofos about swearing. You know, I'm not swearing.
Good.
Good
That was
job,
good,
Denny.
Danny.
Danny is good catch.
It was good.
Yeah, that's it.
Danny's.
Just to get Olave, right? And then I took Walker, right? So I dipped a couple last year. And I'm talking, what do you call that league? Smitty, help me out.
Denny, I don't know what you're talking about at this point, but
Dynasty. Smitty,
okay. Yeah.
You talked me into jumping a couple dudes. And then you know what I got? I grabbed Walker last year, and I skipped a couple mofos because of you.
Nice, Denny.
And then
Zipping
I
it.
grabbed the Lobby Smitty. So I need everyone else to listen how much I love my boy Smitty, right? And then there was I think it was Algier. There was only 2 mofos last year that went over 1,000 yards. Can you tell me them? Can anyone tell me their names?
Zip it.
Not Zip It. I love Zip It. Zip It is Tesla. Smitty's my boy. No,
Hey, real quickly, Denny, real quickly.
all right.
TMT said, Smitty, I bailed on my date today to make your late show. Appreciate that, TMT. That's loyalty right there. Ian, did you have any questions for Denny? Ian's on the phone here.
Okay.
Where's Denny from?
Boston, obviously. I mean, Pimo, obviously.
You have anything else?
Sometimes Boston and like people from Long Island and the whole. It just all sounds wish-wash to me.
Sounds wish-wash. Okay.
I can't tell whether.
I was trying to be a boy, man. I would have gave you anything. I would have told you anything to make you better in your life, but you're never gonna get laid talking like that. You know, Denny gets that. You know, Denny zips it in. You know what I mean? Like Smitty, he gets that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're talking to Denny and Smitty like that, you're never gonna get laid. It's definitely a word.
Yeah.
He's got a point.
I don't hate it, but
Ian, he's got a point.
It kind of.
I've gotten laid quite a bit.
What kind of show you watching here?
You know what?
Yo, what up, Smitty?
I'm not getting laid lately because my wife just had a baby, so I just got a newborn. Actually.
Okay. Well, sorry to hear that. It's probably going to be a long time, pal. Let's go to Thomas real quick. Thomas, you're live on the show. Thomas, what can I do for you?
What's up, Thomas?
Hey, what's up, Smitty? I just had a quick Dynasty question, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I super chatted yesterday, and it's my first year doing Dynasty. It's a super flex.
Calm down, dude.
Tight end premium.
Denny, hold on.
It's 3 wide receivers and 3 flex. So
Okay.
I'm from the 112, and I went Bijan and Garrett Wilson, and and now I'm on the clock at the 3 and 4 turn.
Okay.
I was just seeing what you suggest. I know I got to get a quarterback soon. I mean, I can tell you a few people who are available or.
Yeah, so Superflex, you've got Bijan and Garrett Wilson, and you're sitting there at the turn with 2 picks, and you're going to tell me the quarterbacks that are available and the other players. Go ahead.
So we got Kirk Cousins, we got Golf, we got Lance, we got Pickett, we got Geno Smith, we got Russell Wilson, we got Love, we got Rodgers, we got Derek Carr, and so on.
Why'd you all stress that?
Man, I'd probably say, hold on, Denny, hang tight. I'd probably say, and this is Dynasty.
This is Dynasty, yeah, super flex tight end premium.
Man,
Yeah, it looks good. He's so stressed.
I'm not sure. I'm not Denny. Hang tight. I'm pretty sure. Let me hear the running backs and wide receivers that are available.
You're crushing it.
So just real quick to me, I live in Seattle. I'm a diehard Seahawks fan. It'd be cool to get Kenneth Walker or JSN, but if it's not right, if that's not the right move, then I'm good. But running backs are so we got Austin Eckler, we got Kenneth Walker, we got ETN, we got Jacobs, we got Harris, we got Chubb, we got Stevenson, we got Pollard and Henry, and then so on. We got Swift.
You're just naming every good running back there is.
I like in Dynasty. I like Walker a lot, especially if you can get Charbonnet, which you should be able to get. And in a super flex, if Charbonnet is going around pick 92 to 105, let's say, you need to make sure you're grabbing him, before he starts creeping up the board. But I don't mind Walker being one of these guys. So you'd have Bijan, Walker, Garrett Wilson. I think you need to go quarterback with one of these picks. I just don't like the quarterbacks that are left. Can you name them one more time? And this is a Dynasty Superflex, so go ahead and name them one more time.
We got Kirk Cousins, we got Jared Goff, we got Lance, we got Pickett, we got Geno Smith, Russell Wilson, we got Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr, Levis, Purdy.
Okay, Denny, call back in 5 minutes. Oh, God. I got.
Finish him.
Denny, I love you, pal. Denny, I love you. You super chatted tonight. You're my boy. Don't take offense to it, but I gotta help this guy real quickly. Okay, so I'm tempted to say.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
I think you said it's tight end premium too.
Yeah. This is tough.
And then also, does it matter if I go 2 running backs early because it's a start 3 wide receivers plus 3 flex?
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna be struggling somewhere. I don't know that I worry so much about your positions of need right now because you got so many flex options. Like you're just taking the best players that you can right now, and you're gonna have to maybe make some decisions later where you guide yourself a little bit differently. I would say. What are the odds? And only you're going to know this based on the group of people you're drafting with. But what are the odds that like an Aaron Rodgers and Love will be available at your next turn?
I want to say possibly a Love. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers has been talked about a lot. So
I mean, it's
I don't know
Dynasty.
about Rodgers, but possibly Love.
I'd hate to have you like punt quarterback again and get royally screwed. You could get royally screwed, but I hate forcing it here too. So I'd only do this if you think you know your group well enough to pull it off. If you could get a Love and still have
Would you like a Pickett?
Yeah, Pickett. Like if you could get Pickett and Love at the next turn, I'd be fine with that. I just don't want to force it here. But I also don't want you to get screwed. Like I'd rather you go Love and Aaron Rodgers here than get royally screwed. But I also don't love that value in Dynasty. So I'd probably say and obviously Gibbs is gone.
I'm on the clock right now. I'm ready to smash the button.
Gibbs is.
I want to do it live. Let's do it live.
Okay, Gibbs is gone, obviously, right?
Yes.
Can you name the wide receivers available?
So we got Hill, we got Diggs, we got Cup, we got JSN, Metcalf, Adams, Watson.
Hold on. Say him again. Diggs and who?
A Diggs, a Cup, a JSN, Metcalf, Adams, and Watson. I'd really love Watson. But then we got Johnston, Addison.
You said well, who was the person you said
Debo.
before Diggs? It was Diggs, Cup, JSN. Was there another wide receiver I'm missing? A big one?
It was Hill.
Hill. Okay.
Hill. Tyreek Hill.
Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. Bro, I don't know. If you think you could punt quarterback one more time and still get Love versus taking Love and Rodgers super early, because taking Rodgers and Love here is super early. The other thing, Ian, do you mind muting real quick? What
I would love to go like to Kenneth Walker, but I'm just nervous because it's a 3 wide receivers. But like you said, I can wait later.
Yeah, I don't mind you not going Kenneth Walker, but he's probably the best value. Like I like ETN and Walker.
Okay.
I love the idea of going Diggs and Cup, and just saying you're going to get 2 years out of both of them, and it is what it is. JSN's interesting, but I still feel I'd rather have Diggs for 2 years. Tyreek Hill and Diggs, Tyreek Hill and Cup. I mean, those are two crazy.
So
that's tough. I mean,
what if I go like Kenneth Walker and then you maybe grab a quarterback? What do you suggest? Yeah,
I mean,
or no?
that's not horrible. It's just, I guess I'm just curious. Where's Rodgers and Love ranked on the suggested rank for quarterbacks in this format? Like, are they way down there? Because you read off a couple names before you got to Rodgers.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a 7th and 8th on the board.
That's so tough because people are going to be you're going to be drafting against traffic. Hopefully, when you go quarterback, because people are scooping up their quarterbacks.
There's already 16 quarterbacks off the board.
Right, and
there's already 16 quarterbacks off the board.
How many have 2? How many teams have 2?
Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's one team that has none.
It's so tough. What do you guys think on the phone? I mean, he be.
Hey, you have none, right? You have no quarterback.
Yeah, he has none. He has none. He has Bijan and Garrett Wilson, and he's got back-to-backs here, and he's going to have to wait a whole 20.
Get one quarterback.
Yeah.
He needs to get one at least.
Yeah, you need to get one.
Or he's going to get phased out, and then he's going to be really screwed.
Yeah, I'd say, bro, only gamble with if you really believe that you're gonna get, like, you really believe that everybody's gonna leave you Jordan Love at least, and leave you probably either Aaron Rodgers or Pickett or someone like that, like Sam Howell in Love or Sam Howell.
I was about to say I'm looking at a Sam Hill too. Yeah, I was going to say I'm looking at a Sam Howell as well.
I mean, it's a risk, bro. Keep in mind.
Oh my God! I'm talking. Can I jump in?
Yeah,
there?
sure. Denny, go ahead.
I'd like to pair him with Jahan Dotson. That'd be nice.
Yeah, go ahead, Denny. Go ahead, Denny. Just
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to jump in.
Okay, then.
Denny and Ron, I love both of you guys, man.
Bro, I mean, here's the thing.
I hate everything you're doing. The only thing I liked that you said was Dawson, and everything else is
so
bad.
Like,
kid, I love you, dude. I love you. I love your voice. You have this. Where are you from? You got this accent that I like. Where are you from? Like Philly?
I'm from Seattle, man. I'm from Seattle. Go hard. Seattle, go hard. I love you guys too. I listen to the show every day, so I love you guys.
But yeah, he's got a good voice, man. But I hate everything you're doing. Oh, I hate everything you're doing.
So what's up, Smitty? I don't mean to run, but I got the old lady waiting. I just got off work.
Okay,
so
real quickly, guys, please be quiet. Denny, I'm gonna disconnect you. Denny, I'm gonna disconnect you. Please be quiet, real quick. Okay, I would probably say, like, I don't know if you can see my board right here, but Bijan, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Cup. Bijan, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Diggs. Bijan, Walker, Garrett Wilson, Hill. Bijan, Garrett Wilson, Hill, Cup. Like, all those things, if you pull off Love and Aaron Rodgers, if you pull off Aaron Rodgers and Sam Howell, I think your team would be best in this direction. But I can't, in good conscience, tell you to not take a quarterback right here, not knowing your situation. So if you got to make that call, if you end up getting Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers with this 4 or any combination of what I just said, you're going to kill it. But you could also shove your season and your team and your dynasty down the toilet if you're literally getting Trey Lance and you're, unable to assemble.
Right.
Denny.
So, can I ask you a question? Real
Finish
quick?
him.
I gotta ask you a question. Real quick.
Call terminated.
I find this actually.
All right, bro. Hey, good luck. I wish I could help you more than that. It's the best I can do.
So what if just real quick, what if I wanted to go with Kenneth Walker? How would you say about going that approach?
I mean, who would be the quarterback you're going to take as your fourth pick? Who are you reaching on early? Because Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers are probably my favorite quarterbacks on the list for the 2023 season. I don't
agree.
I don't know that I want to take one of these guys here, which is the problem. But you're the only one that's going to know if they're going to fall. You're the only one that's going to know if the likelihood of you being able to pull this off. So it's really hard for me to give you.
All right. Do you think it's too early? Do you think would you go Watson over Hill and Diggs in Cup or no?
Oh, Watson's there?
Watson's there. Yeah.
You didn't tell us that.
You
didn't tell us that. That's a lock, though. I
thought I did.
He mentioned it earlier.
Oh, I didn't hear Watson. I wrote all the names down. I said, who am I missing? I wrote all the names down here.
So what if I go Kenneth Walker and Watson?
Yeah, I like that. That's a lock then. But only if you think.
But when's your next pick though? When's his next pick?
Only if you can pull off. Only if you can pull off that quarterback. That's tough, man. I don't know if you're going to be able to pull it off.
Oh, I know. One team likes to go late quarterbacks. I know there's a few teams. Like I said, half the teams already got 2 QBs. So I mean, I think I might have a slightly good chance. I'm going to roll with it.
Okay, then this right here, and again, when I read these off, I was saying, who did I miss? And you didn't say Watson. Watson for sure.
Yeah,
Watson for sure with Walker. These are the 2 best dynasty picks you can make. These are fantastic.
All right, I'm glad I asked again. Yeah, for sure.
No, Ron, but when I said who am I missing?
It's all good. No worries. It's all good.
Okay, appreciate you. Good luck, bro. Good luck. I hope you call us back and let us know if you get those quarterbacks, bro.
I was gonna say, if you don't mind, if I call you back in a couple of days and let you know what's up. But I listen to you every day at work. I love the show, man.
Right, man.
Keep up the hard work.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Later.
Good luck, dude.
All right.
So, Smitty, what was his next pick? 20 picks later?
Yeah, because he's on the turn pick.
Yeah, that's a long way.
Yeah, but it's weird though.
A long way for a quarterback.
It's weird though. Like, let me try and find one of these. Let me try and find one of these super flex drafts that we did back in the day. We should have did that with him on the phone. Hey, if you're still watching, pal, we're gonna go into an old draft. We're gonna go into completed super flex drafts, and let's go into Big Board Superflex, the most recent one I did, let's say. Let's enter the full draft mode. Let's look at the draft board. And let's just take a gander at what he's looking at. So he's drafting at that 12 pick, right? Let me switch the screen over here. So he's drafting at that 12 pick, right? So he's looking at Kenny Pickett. Oh, this is redraft though, but it still gives us an idea. I mean, if since it's dynasty, like I'm looking at this, if Sam Howell is down there in the 8th round, where'd Aaron Rodgers go? Aaron Rodgers went in the 2nd round in this one, but this is redraft. Let me go into another one and just see what it looks like, because it's hard to fathom what this is going to look like in a dynasty, like what people are going to do, because Aaron Rodgers is going to scare people away to a significant degree because he's older. I also wonder if he's going to get Kyler Murray cheaper than he should. Yeah, this is so tough to say. It's so tough to say because Aaron Rodgers is going in like the 3rd round here. Jordan Love seems to keep falling though, so I do see Jordan Love falling. Jordan Love went in the 4th round in this one, but he went a lot later in the other one. Let me go into a 3rd one just to get a good feel of 3 different drafts. These are big board super flexes that we did, or that I did.
So, Smitty, can you help me out with something here? Because what because I've never been in a tight end
It's
premium
gonna be
league.
close.
So what does that mean? Because he said he was super flex tight end
So
premium, right?
it means that he's got the tight end premiums, meaning that and he didn't tell us exactly the scoring, I don't think, but it's 1 point more per reception or a half a point more per reception for tight ends, meaning that if it's PPR, it's actually 2 PPR for a tight end. But that doesn't necessarily shove me into drafting a tight end early, because they'll freak out initially on that. They'll take Kelsey higher, they'll take Andrews higher, but like a Cole Kmet, a lot of the guys we still like will fall. Kincaid will go a little higher for sure, but you might still very much get away with what you would have got away with in a normal draft. So that just kind of affects the first 3 or 4 rounds a little more than anything else. But it also depends on who you're drafting with. You got to know your own crew, because
you're looking at top 5 tight ends. Really, that's all you're looking at.
Yeah. So, but I don't know, man. That is such a tough spot to be in if I'm him. Because if he only gets Sam Howell, because he'll get Sam Howell. But if he only gets Sam Howell, he misses out on Aaron Rodgers, but he's older. He might fall. If he misses out on Jordan Love, who I think probably will go before his pick if I had to guess, but you never know. Because what happens is he had six teams that had 2 quarterbacks. Everybody else had one team who had 0 quarterbacks. You got to think that those teams that have 2 quarterbacks, maybe one could draft another one, because there are people that are they love consuming quarterbacks. They think they can trade and all that.
Right.
But that leaves them. Hold on. That leaves them 6 teams that have the potential to draft at least one quarterback, and at least 2 or 3 of those teams will potentially, or at least I would say at least that one that has no quarterbacks could draft 2. So you're looking at probably 6 to 7 quarterbacks minimum that are going to go before he's back on the clock. But because 6 teams have already gone double quarterback, they're going to be so panicked about the running backs and wide receivers. Any team that goes quarterback, they're like putting that to bed at that point. They're saying, okay, I'm done with quarterback for right now. I got to get in the mix and get these wide receivers and running backs. So I firmly believe that majority of the 6 teams that have double quarterbacks will not toy around with another quarterback. So he's really got to just contemplate that 6 teams might go quarterback, and then maybe 1 or 2 other quarterbacks could go. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really close for him. Very, very close. I got a $10 super chat here from Charles T. Smitty. How do you rate Deshaun Watson this season in a PPR league? Guys in my league tend to clear out all the QBs in the first 3 rounds. Last year I went with Fields, who will go high this year. I don't mind Watson at the right value, but I'm not drafting him in a 1 QB league in the first 3 rounds. Just no way. I'd rather go with the flow and take an early quarterback than have to resort to Watson in the 3rd round. But that's just me. A 1 QB wouldn't go near it. If we're talking 2 QB, he's gone by the mid-second, so I don't think you're talking about 2 QB. But I just don't love Watson. He showed a little promise in the final 2 games, but unless he gets Hopkins. If he gets Hopkins, we got a whole different conversation to have. And we reassess it, and we digest it differently, and we adjust and adapt. Hit that thumb up button. We got 83 thumbs up, but 150 people in here. Denny dialed back in. Charles, thank you for your super chat. To the moon. With your $10 hauler, broski. Denny, thank you for calling back in. Thank you for not taking it rough. Thank you for having thick skin. I had to bump you because you were giggling, and I couldn't hear the guy, and he had to go. Denny.
All right, I forgive you.
Okay, thank you,
but
Denny.
Don't ever do that to me again,
Denny,
all right?
Every time you interrupt, I have to do it. But I appreciate you. Hey, Denny, Denny, are you making it to Vegas? Do you remember the date that I'm going? I doubt you do.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not. I don't think I'm going to make it. It's about 40%. Dude, I would love to hang out with you.
What day am I going to Vegas?
July 15th, right?
Boom.
Yeah. No, trust me. Oh, yeah. The way things are, the way.
I got a question for you, Denny. Is that car that's in your avatar, is that your car?
Yeah, it's my car. Yeah, it's a '65 Ford
what is
Falcon.
it? That's beautiful. That's a beautiful
Yeah,
car.
it's a good. I'm a good-looking guy, so
Denny.
yeah. What?
Dan-
What? Smitty, what?
Ron,
That's Ron.
you need to be in Vegas. You need to be a Marine and adapt and overcome and get there.
Yeah.
I might do that. I kind of like the way you're coming.
That's
I like the way you're coming at
That's
me.
your dream. Adapt and overcome.
I actually adapt and overcome. Yeah, that's what I did in the Marines. I was always like wicked funny at everything in the Marines, and very adapt and overcome. All right, Ron. I see you.
Can I ask Denny?
Hey, no. Let me talk to Ron real quick. Ron. No, Ron. Tell me that again, because I kind of like what you said.
Thanks, Landon. Appreciate you.
Ron. Yeah, but
You need to
Ron,
follow.
Denny, who you serve with?
Overcome.
Ian's asking where you served, or who is that? Is that what you're asking, Ian?
Who you serve with? Yeah, I was a corpsman, so I knew Marines pretty well. I want to know. Who do you serve with?
I'm sorry. You were what? Corpsman?
I was a corpsman. Yeah.
Oh, so that means you were in the Navy. So you're a squid already. So,
yeah.
You're the ones that helped us out, and I really appreciate that.
Good. You're making friends with them. I like this.
So
we're making a friend. You know what I mean?
Who's the corpsman?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Yeah.
Ian's saying he's a corpsman, and
Ron
if I
Navy.
catch the tone of Ian though,
All right.
I feel like Ian's testing Denny. Maybe wants to hear some credentials. Essentially, is what I'm getting the vibe of here.
Yeah. I'm just curious
All
who
right.
we served with. Maybe we served in the same
Calling him out.
regiment.
Not
Well,
like
you're
in
a
89.
corpsman. We wouldn't be in the same regiment because you're in
I
a
was
Navy corpsman.
FMS corpsman, so I served
Yeah.
with the Marines. Corpsmen are like the medics for the Marines.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that aspect. You know what? Are you trying to call me out on my service? I kind of don't like that. You sound like you got you kind of sound like you got some.
Are you accusing Ian? Let me just get this straight. Are you accusing Denny of wearing a uniform to get on? Are you accusing Denny of wearing a uniform to get on a plane?
No.
Okay.
He's
Ask him that again.
I was
Smitty, ask him
wondering
that
where
again.
you served.
served.
Are you?
Ron Navy, were you in the Navy? Where'd you serve?
Yes.
No, it's just a question.
Oh my God, this guy!
2007.
I love
20
Ron.
years.
Denny being
years?
accused of
Jeez,
getting
that's
a
a long
military
time.
discount at the movie theater without authorization.
Smitty's my boy.
Hey,
You know.
So I served with 1-3.
Ian, what years were you in?
I joined 08 to 16, did 8 years. I did 2 deployments to Afghanistan with 130 Marines.
Appreciate your service,
and then,
Ian.
Did a few years at the San
Appreciate you,
Diego
Ian.
Marine Corps Recruit Depot. Did a year out in Camp Lejeune with 1-6. So I know the
I hope you
Marines
didn't drink that
pretty well.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of numbers. I don't know, man.
I appreciate
So
you.
you
I appreciate
did,
all your
wait a
service.
minute. Okay, Smitty.
I appreciate
I
your service.
appreciate the way you.
You appreciate the way I appreciate.
Smitty.
Thank you, Denny.
No, I appreciate. I appreciate the way Smitty zips up past.
Thank you.
If I was gonna do a route, I do a hot route. Smitty zips it, and that goes in my. This guy. I mean, you did. Dude, I'm no war hero, but I am a Marine, right? And Ron Navy knows this. Right?
I could see
So,
Denny being like the
did-
chef on like a submarine. I don't know why.
You just pissed me off. You just pissed me off.
Denny.
Smitty, what? Smitty, I'm the chef. I'm the chef now. I was the most violent guy in any aspect. Of
Thank you,
being
Slime.
in the Marine Corps.
Slime in the house. What's up, Slime?
Yeah. Slime. All right, let's talk Marines there.
Let's move back on to football. Hey, anyway, let me go around the horn real quick, and we're gonna throw. Hold on.
Me, Zippy? No, come on.
Let's go around the horn,
No.
and I'm gonna ask each one of you an avoid for 2023. Okay, let's start off with Russian collusion. Collusion, give me an avoid for 2023.
Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
Sucks.
Does anybody here disagree?
No.
Dude, I can't believe you got this guy on here questioning my service.
No, I was. I don't think he.
That's
I don't
a
think he.
problem,
I
right?
don't think he was, Denny. I
No,
was joking.
you know what? I want to talk to this guy talking to me about my service.
He wasn't questioning
I
your
love
service.
drunk
He was
collusion.
asking, where do you serve?
Come on, Denny.
was wondering,
Denny,
man.
Denny.
Served with.
We appreciate your service. I love you, man.
I know you
he
love
served
me.
too. So
Yeah, he
let's
served
go.
too. Don't be fighting with a guy that served. Let's all get along. Okay, Josh Jacobs,
We're all-
totally agree.
All brothers.
Smitty approved that doubt that bus prediction. Okay, Denny, give me a stay away player for 2023, Denny.
Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
And I'd say somebody else too, but I won't. Stay away player.
Yeah, stay away, Denny.
If Denny wants to take Josh, I'll give you CMC.
Okay. Let's go around the horn on this one because I don't disagree with this one.
He has the same voice as me. I hate that. He has the same voice as me. I hate that. I love Ron Navy. He's a good guy. He's good. He did his time. But
Okay, CMC. I don't disagree with this. I mean, I would draft. We took Josh Jacobs from you. That's your call. Collusion surrendered it to you. You get to use it. Christian McCaffrey.
Hey. I will say something that I got from you, Smitty. Right?
Okay.
I will stay away from San Fran. Right? Think about that. Who the hell is going to be a quarterback for San Fran?
Mm-hmm.
I got
Collusion. He's still in your pick again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
I love Russian
That's
Collusion.
Yeah.
Hey, Collusion, I love you.
That's
I'm right here. I love you.
I
love you guys.
I do. I will say I don't think CMC is a total avoid, but I will say that he worries the hell out of me. And I did a video on it, and I think I'd rather have Bijan over CMC all day long, and people can say whatever they want about it. I really don't care. Christian McCaffrey's taken a beating over the years, the highest percentage of his team's offense than really any player in the National Football League, and he plays for a team that injures the entire running back room, the entire quarterback room, and does so over and over and over. And it's not dumb luck. There's a lot of scheme reasons involved in the way that the offense functions, and there is a lot of reason why. And Shanahan will run Christian McCaffrey into the ground, and if he doesn't, then he's not going to be as productive. So it's a very, very, very valid player, and that's why I have a video on draft Bijan over Christian McCaffrey. That video is out there if you want to watch it.
I'm all with you on Bijan. Bijan got the mustard.
All right, Ron, you can't use Swift. Ron, you can't use Swift. You can't use Kamara. We want something new. Give me a new.
You want me to say? You want Danny Dimes to say something nice? I'm going to tell you one thing that you might think about. All right. There was 2 rookie running backs that went over 1,000 last year. Who were they?
Tell us, Denny.
Walker, Algier,
and
yep.
Yes, sir.
I want to hear Denny say their names.
Write this down.
You know the guys.
I finally got it right.
You know the guys. The 2 guys.
Smitty, what?
Yeah. I was wanting to see if you could say their names. The two guys.
I finally got it right. Smitty. Remember when I was so wrong on that Jamal Williams thing?
Yeah,
that was
Williams.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I actually watch that sometimes.
Yeah, you should watch it.
And I say, in that thing, I say, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I know.
And you go, no, you don't, Ben. I love when you
hey,
tell me the truth. But...
Denny, put it on mute. Put it on mute.
Denny.
Put it on mute.
Denny, this is Russian. Russian wants you to stop it right now, so our man can get through these picks.
Yeah.
Let's get Ron.
Let's mute the phone. Okay. That way we don't have to hang. If I can't hang up on you if you're muted. You know.
Wait a minute.
We don't want Denny off the phone.
Yeah, we want you to stay we want you on the
live.
phone, Denny. We do not want to disconnect from you, but I have to move the show along. You're very good at throwing an anchor down and just slowing the boat. Okay.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's fine.
I put asses in the seat.
It's fine. So
you
mute.
Know what I mean?
Mute.
I love Russian crew.
Mute.
He's a good boy.
Mute.
All right.
Thank
Every
you.
time.
Okay.
I love you guys.
We love you. Don't go anywhere. Just mute. That's all we want. Mute. Ron Navy.
Fine, mute.
I want two.
Ron Navy.
Finish him.
I love
Call terminated.
Just mute.
God. It just doesn't. You can't do it. You can't do it. Ron, not Swift, not Kamara, and something semi-new. I just want new content and topics. Give me a bust. Stay away.
A bust to stay away from.
Yeah.
Wow, you took two of my top guys away from me. I will say Adams is too easy.
I feel like an In-N-Out burger.
A bust.
I got one for you if you want one.
Let's let Ron. Ron is in Denny. I think Ron can come up with it. Hold on. If Ron, let me serve you up
I think Godwin. Godwin will be a bust.
Okay, Godwin. I actually think, that entire Bucks defense or offense.
Yeah,
I'm so tired. I was saying knee injury instead of shoulder earlier. I don't even know where I am right now. I'm about on Denny's level. Okay. Okafor, you're on the phone live. First of all, you haven't called in a while. I feel like it's been like over a year. So appreciate you dialing in, good buddy. And I need you to give me.
No problem.
I need you to give me your biggest stay away player.
Well, the player that I guess I've noticed, I've done maybe like 30 underdog drafts so far. And I don't have a single one of ETN.
Okay.
You know, every time he comes up, I just end up passing on him. I'm a little afraid of Bigsby, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I don't blame you for having concern about ETN. You've got running back by committee Doug Peterson. You've got they want to dial back his running. They didn't throw to him at all. The injury concern, Tank Bigsby's big, could take goal line work and more. There are a lot of, like, when I say stay away from a player when there are a lot of red flags, like sometimes I catch myself like looking at ETN and saying I love him so much. Am I overlooking some of the red flags that I always preach on? But I feel like it's his ADP that I like. If he was to climb, it would be very, very different. It seems like he's falling into the fourth round, and he was at 4.1 the other day. Underdog ADP, I believe. Let me just pull it up to be 100% accurate and not talk out of my rear end here. ETN has an ADP of 38, so he's definitely in round 4 now, and he was 36 the day before. Now he's in round 4 securely, and I think he's moving toward 4.5. Like in a draft, I'm noticing him go a lot later than 38, and so therefore I feel like the ADP is going to update again because we're seeing him go later than 38. As your fourth drafted player, a lot of what I just said is baked in. If he climbs securely back into 3.5 to 3.9, I might be out. Not all the way out. I might take him in a couple leagues, but at fourth drafted player value as your fourth player, I think a lot of those concerns are absolutely baked in, and I love them. So it's all about ADP for me, but it's a great topic for sure.
Yeah, just like every time it comes
I
up,
noticed. Did you notice in our draft that Gibbs ADP fell?
Let's take a look at it real quickly. Gibbs' ADP on Underdog Fantasy.
Him and Najee were together. But Gibbs actually fell.
40.5, he did.
Yeah.
Woof. That's in the fourth round, deep in the fourth round. Fantastic. That means
I'd like to say something about ETN front. I truly believe Tank Dell will take all of the goal line carries.
Tank Bigsby.
Or not Tank Dell, sorry.
Wow,
Yeah.
Tank Dell.
Sorry.
Tank Dell's a little small, and he's not on the same team. Might be a little difficult to overcome both those.
Tank Bigsby. He's going to take a lot of the goal line carries.
He will. But ETN is the kind of guy that I think they use around the 5-yard line, the 10-yard line. Like goal line, how many goal line carries are they really going to have? I'm sure they'll have some. But it's like ETN could be in there at the 5, the 7, the 10. And he's the kind of guy that I think they start throwing to more. I think because Tank Dell's there to take the up the gut work a little bit away from ETN, now they can explore throwing the ball to ETN. He's got pass protection down another year. I truly believe in my gut that their plan is to throw to him more and that T-Law will throw to him more. The problem's been he needs to learn the entire offense, and the offense changed from Urban Meyer on over to this one we saw last year anyway. So it's a new offense. ETN didn't play a single snap the year prior. This is kind of his rookie year. He's learning pass protection, not only in the NFL, not only for the Jaguars, but for this brand new Jaguars system that was brand new. In the fourth round, I love it. I absolutely love it. Am I taking him over Gibbs? No. I take Gibbs over him every time. But do I love ETN around 4? Yes. If he climbs into 3, we got to have a conversation. Because I agree with the concern you might have on ETN, Okafor, for a third drafted player. But for your fourth drafted player, baked in. Okafor, what else you got, Okafor? You haven't called in a while. And then I want to go over to Ian and get Ian's bust. And then I got to go over to Adam.
You mean like another bust or like anything?
No,
just not bust, but
whatever you call for. Whatever you call for. If there's something else.
Oh no, I just called in just to listen in, just to check in.
All right.
I haven't called in a while. And then I
Thanks.
heard a topic that
Thanks, Garland. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Garland. Appreciate you. Okay, let's go over to Ian. Ian, give me a bust.
Sorry. A bust. I got 2 guys really I'm thinking about, but a bust. I got one in the first round, which is really a bust on Eckler. I think when he started last season, the first 2 games was like just no fantasy points. They were throwing to the fullback. They were trying to stay away from him. And then when everybody else went down, when like Keenan Allen went down and Mike Williams going down, then they started feeding him again. So like I'm really kind of, and it seemed like he barely made it through the season last year.
Yeah.
With the knee injuries and everything. So
he's a big avoid for me.
Like, I just and they didn't want to extend him on that. They just gave him a 1-year deal with like some minor incentives.
Yeah.
So he's pretty much done after this season.
I agree, bro. Because he's 28 years old. We saw Derrick Henry become the only outlier in recent history that we know, that we can remember really, of being 28 years old and balling out. And we have the risk of jumping a year early. And that's the nature of jumping from a player, especially when I do a lot of dynasty content on top of redraft. I'm in a different mindset sometimes than just a redraft content creator. So sometimes I'm going to even let the dynasty thought process bleed into my redraft advice a little bit, my redraft advice bleed into my dynasty. And so I'm going to take like a jump a year early approach on a player and all-encompassing talk about that player of being the risk level of them dropping off. Now, what's the percentage? No one has an exact percentage, but if we had to like guess, if I had to guess, look, Derrick Henry had a high percentage chance of getting injured last year. He didn't, because that percentage chance of him playing a full season still existed. It was just not great odds in my opinion, and he doesn't matter. Those things can land. You can land a not great odds situation. So Eckler certainly could have one more elite year left, but I'm not toying around with that at all when I can get a guy like Bijan, when I can get a wide receiver like Garrett Wilson, when I could draft a quarterback like Hurts or Mahomes or Josh Allen. I just feel like those are all much safer opportunities in that 9 to 15 range, wherever Eckler is going to go. If you go into a best ball draft, Eckler has an ADP of 9.6 right now. If you go into a draft with a bunch of our guys, he goes in the second round. Like, it just kind of depends. But the fact that Underdog has him at 9.6 and he's climbed up, I'm definitely staying away from him in the first round. Second round, one league, I probably do want him in one league. Like, with just one league. You know, or a couple Underdogs, because they're $5. A handful of Underdogs, because it's not like it used to be when someone would ask me a question about a player, I'd say I play in 10 leagues, okay? And it would turn into 22 leagues, 24 leagues. Now with best ball, I can draft a guy 100 times and it'd be a low percentage share of my leagues. So now I got to go with percentages. I would say I want Eckler in no more than 10 to 12 to 15% of my leagues. But I do want him in like 10% of my leagues, just in case he does ball out for even, look, in best ball, he can ball out for 10 games. And you have other guys step up that play very, very good, and you don't even necessarily need him, and you could still win it all. Or he could miss 4 games in the middle of the year, and Pacheco's on your team, on your bench, and he just goes off during that time, and you didn't miss a beat. In redraft and non-best ball, I don't want him at all. I just don't. But in best ball, I want him in 10%, maybe 8%, maybe even 8%, like something like that. But in redraft, I don't want him at all. I'd rather not be holding the bag. And Kellen Moore coming over. Look what he did with Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott. You know, so like, who's to say? And I'm not saying that Spiller's taking any work from him or anything like that, but does he do something weird with the offense to where Eckler's, like you said, Eckler's not going to be getting what we think he's going to be getting, or what a lot of people think he's going to be getting? It's a great one.
I think it's a good call. I think Quentin. I think you guys think of the offense now, and they're going to split the bag. You know that, because that's what he does.
I mean, Moore does
I
use
think
multiple.
I think Quentin Johnson's going to be stepping into getting a lot of those second and third down space throws for those yak yardage. And I think Eckler's going to be just a solid, like maybe a third down, check down or something.
Yeah.
That's it, I think.
Ada says Kelsey finishes outside the top 3. And I don't hate that prediction either. I definitely am going to draft more Kelsey than I'm drafting Eckler, or draft more Kelsey than I'm drafting Eckler, draft more Kelsey than I'm drafting Henry. Like all these guys that I'm kind of worried about falling off. And I do worry about Kelsey falling off. I think you'd be crazy not to entertain the idea every single year from this moment moving forward. You're not crazy. I think you're crazy to not entertain the idea that Kelsey's getting close to that season where you were like, shit. Like, it could happen at any moment. The thing that people, they can't, like, everybody wants to say, I'm just going to ride it until that day comes. And if the year it comes, I'm getting screwed, I'm fine with it. Like, I can understand that stance for sure. But Kelsey he's been doing this a long, long time. And the tight end position for Gronk, for Kittle, and Kelsey's in that group, it is gruesome and horrible on the body. And the breakdown is real. And the early retirement comes for these guys. They want to retire early because their body is just beaten down differently than like a wide receiver. Kelsey's not getting hit like a wide receiver. He's getting hit from linebackers. He's taking a beating. He's getting dragged to the ground. Tight ends don't catch the football and run out of bounds. You know, tight ends don't catch the football and get tackled by a small defensive back or a cornerback. Tight ends are getting smashed every single time. They're blocking. So Travis Kelce, there is a very strong shot, in my opinion, that this will be a year he misses a handful of games at a minimum. And maybe it's 3 and it's not a big deal. And, you know, you cuff him to whoever you believe the backup to be over there. I think Fortston is a guy that could climb up. I mean, obviously there's two guys that they could rotate through, but I don't know. I don't think it's that crazy. And I think people saying, I saw somebody say put respect on Kelsey's name. He's not putting any disrespect on Kelsey's name. Kelsey is just an old dog that's been smashed to pieces, and he keeps doing it. And at some point, he's going to drop off. At some point, everybody drops off. It's Emmett. You know how sad it was to see Emmett as an Arizona Cardinal, and think this guy doesn't look like he used to. We got Adrian Peterson and Emmett Smith in Arizona at the end of their careers. And it was just hard to watch these guys run and say to myself, this guy was the guy that no one could tackle, and neither one of them looked the same. It happens, man. The day's coming. It's just a matter of, is it this year or next year? Kelsey's not playing top 3 football for 3 or 4 more years. It's like 1, maybe 2 if like somehow we're lucky, or maybe 0 to 1. I mean, it's a great topic. He's not crazy.
It's actually a great point that Adam makes. It's Kelsey's been number 1 for how many years now? And number 3 is not going to put him in a bad place.
Yeah.
But he is going to decline over the years. But number 3 is not going to be a bad year for Kelsey. You don't want to take him in number 1 in the first round, of course, right? I mean, who wants to do that?
Yeah. Look, it's going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people, too. Like, the people that say Kelsey's going to last forever. It's like, okay, I understand where you're coming from. It's your nostalgic stance. I get it. Johnny Not Bravo says that he needs my help again. We're waiting for your next question. I'm here for you. This is a good... Trey Parker says ETN ranked bottom 4 in the league in goal line TD percentage last year. This is a stat that is recklessly used, though. Because if you watch all the carries, and I watch almost every carry of every player... And play, because that's what I do. I even rewatch stuff I didn't see a full game on. I have it playing all the time. ETN got, I think there was one game where he got like 3 or 4 carries in a row where he was stuffed at the line of scrimmage and didn't get in. There's a lot to this that I feel like it tells a story that really wasn't the way it was. ETN was screwed on all of his goal line carries. It wasn't his fault. There were bad play calls. He got hit before he even got to the line of scrimmage. He got hit in the backfield. And there was times where they give it to him multiple times in a row. And I remember because as an ETN, truther, we're sitting there cringing when he gets 3 or 4 straight attempts and doesn't get into the end zone because we're like, he's never going to get a goal line attempt again. It's like that. It was like going through that was rough, and it wasn't his fault almost 90% of the time. And some will say he's just a bad goal line back because of those numbers. But if you watch it, it had nothing to do with him hitting a hole, not driving through. It was literally, he was swarmed by 2 or 3 guys behind the line of scrimmage, and he had nobody would have had a shot of getting into the end zone. So very, very skewed data, but it's a great point to bring up because a lot of people are scared of that data.
Smitty, let me ask you a question on that. Do you think that, because this is the way I look at it, I look at it like ETN is the same situation as Swift was in. Swift was in a situation that the coaches didn't like him, and I just feel like ETN is in that same boat. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I think the coaching staff does like ETN. I think ETN... he was coming back from an injury last year. There was a point in the season where he almost re-aggravated the foot. They were worried about that. But at the end of the year, they leaned on him. They leaned on him almost more than almost most running backs in the National Football League. His last 5 games were just overworked almost. Like he was getting massive volume. and he was doing great things. He was hitting. Let me pull up I have it somewhere in here. I always bring this up, and I usually have this ready to go because somebody brings this up, and ETN has such a really, really strong face.
And I'm just bringing it up because I know Ron Navy hates Swift, but Swift actually has never had a coaching staff that has actually wanted somebody to run the ball like Swift could.
Yeah, and the other thing about Swift too is that, and I know Ron hates him, but he had 8 touchdowns in what people are calling a disastrous year. He had 8 touchdowns and 40+ receptions, and I mean, you could just look at it two ways, in my opinion. You look at it two ways. He either gets hurt and you think he's not going to stay healthy, and I get that stance. I don't hate it. I understand it. But like to think that he can't do better in the number one offense with the number one offensive line in the National Football League, where he caught 40 passes last year, he scored 8 total touchdowns, isn't going to be expected to run for even more than, like, I don't know, 700 yards. Like, no one's expecting him to be. Someone needs to coexist with him. And the question will be, have the Eagles fully evolved their offense and their scheme? No. And have they not thrown enough to the running back because they haven't had a weapon like Swift? Maybe. And maybe that's part of what we'll find out. They just don't use him again. Maybe they just don't use him. He goes to a similar situation where it's not that they hate him. They just don't really need to use him. They're like, we're going to use this guy. We're just going to rotate through. We're never going to stick to any one guy. Like, that could happen. I understand the thinking, but I just love the fact that Swift, when he touches the football, he can take it to the house. There are very few players in the NFL that I feel like have that much home run ability that he has, where he gets the football, he literally could take it to the house. He reminds me of Gibbs. Gibbs and Swift have the ability to take one carry to the house any moment, any given time. I just think that he's got to overcome the injury. He couldn't have landed in a better place. That's the beauty. And so if he's not going to succeed here, he wouldn't succeed anywhere. This is the best situation he could.
He's a Barry Sanders. He's a Barry Sanders. That's what he is. He's
more like the Kadarius Toney of running backs.
Yeah, that's probably a pretty good assessment, because he is this the I think this is it right here. No, is it? Let's see. This is the ETN carries. So ETN 103 yards, 19 carries in week 15, 22 carries, 83 yards in week 17, 108 yards and 1 touchdown in week 17. In that Dallas game, that was 19 carries for 103 yards, 5.4 yards a pop against that Dallas defense. The Jets, it was the 22 carries, 83 yards. Low yards per carry, but 22 carries. Houston, 9 carries, 108. Then they had that week 18, didn't play much, 7 carries. They rested him. And then going into the playoffs, 20 carries, 109 against the Chargers. And then against the Chiefs, 10 carries, 62 and a touch. Like, when you said, the earlier comment was, do you think that ETN's coaching staff doesn't like him? I think this proves that they love him. This is a lot of work. And they said they want to dial it back. What needs to happen, though, is they either need to be saying that and they don't do it, or they need to throw to him more if they're going to dial it back. That's the only concern. But he's the kind of guy who could get 10 carries for 100 yards. Like, he's so efficient. But yeah, I don't know that I would. I'm in agreement with some of the chat. I don't know that I would use the word Barry and Swift in the same sentence. But I do think Kadarius Toney and Swift have a very comparable concern level and talent level and kind of like uniqueness that a lot of players don't have their skill set. Like Kadarius Toney's ability to cut back, move, and it's unbelievable. It's Tyreek Hill like. Kadarius Toney has Tyreek Hill's physical ability sometimes, not all the way around, but like he has the ability to stop, start, and move around in the same fashion that Tyreek Hill can on the line of scrimmage. Like Tyreek Hill can move around the line of scrimmage, like in his spot, to where a defender's just lost in his tracks, just doesn't even know where to turn, on his wrong foot, can't go, and that's Kadarius Toney. The problem is Kadarius Toney comes with the freaking injury risk that Swift comes with, and it does suck. And it's why they both are falling into the 6th, 7th round territories, is because they're huge injury risks, but they have tons of upside. All right, hey, let's go over to Adam real quick, and then I'm gonna give everybody 10 seconds, and I got to get going here. Adam, you're live.
Hey, what's going on, Smitty? My avoids are three people: Tua, Hill, and Waddle. Based on, I don't like Hill and Waddle based on where they're going. I think if any of the higher up wide receivers that people are really high on right now that could bust, I think it's them. I think their schedule is a little bit harder than people are going to realize. I think that division has got to see that offense now twice, and now they'll get them again this year twice as well.
You talk about Hill and Waddle busting? Is what you're saying? Hill and Waddle busting?
Yeah,
Hey, hang tight,
ADP, yeah.
Adam. I'm sorry, hang tight real quick. We got a $100 hauler from Russian Collusion, who's also on the phone right now. Russian, you're getting a Russian dance right now.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert.
Russian Collusion dropping 100 wads, saying thank you for all you do. Russian, I appreciate that. You guys are the best, man. Russian Collusion to the moon. Just to the moon. Thank you, Russian. You still on the phone?
Yeah, of course I am.
All right.
This show has, nobody else has anything that this show has.
Thank you.
It's like people just don't realize. I mean, when they watch content that, I can't even call in, I can't do this, I can't do that. This show does everything.
Thank you, Russian.
Smitty, you're the bomb. You're the bomb.
Thank you, Russian. Appreciate you. Adam, I didn't mean to cut you off. We had to take care of that. Russian, thank you. Johnny, I'm getting to your question next, but Adam, go ahead. Tyreek Hill, Waddle, concern, Tua going down. I don't blame you. This is another very, very good argument. Not saying I 100% agree or anything like that. It's a very, 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 very good. Sam says people are never a year early, always a year late, says Sam. 9-month membership message. Thank you, Sam.
Agreed. That's so true.
Yeah.
Me and my friend just had an argument about this today because
Charles T, thank you.
He drafted CMC today, and I told him, I said, you should have took Bijan. And he's like, but CMC fell to 5. I said, I still would have took Bijan. And we had this argument about it earlier.
Yeah,
we're completely different. We're just on completely different on wavelengths.
That's great. That's great for you.
He's always wait and see, and I'm always go figure out ahead of the game.
Yeah. Look. Back to the comment here, or Adam's comment about Tyreek Hill and Waddle. I'll just say, if Tua goes down, I like Mike White a lot. We don't know what Mike White's going to do in this offense. I would love to believe. I'd love to close my eyes and picture in my dreams tonight that Mike White throws 5 touchdowns a game in an offense and all that. But maybe Mike White's very efficient but doesn't blow up the numbers. You know what I mean? Mike White can still come in and handle the offense very well. Miami Dolphins could go to the playoffs and be this kind of weirdly dangerous team with Mike White under center. But we don't know if Mike White is going to be a quarterback of precision and knife the defense up, and they run the football into the end zone, when they get down every time, and it's one of those weird, Mike White, 350 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, 355 yards the next game, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, 380 yards the next game, no touchdowns, and 3 rushing touchdowns for the rushing stable. We just don't know. So, if Tua's going to go down, and I hate to say this, knock on wood, I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's the one prediction I whiff like crazy and look like a fool, that Tua plays 17 games and rocks out. But I don't see it. I don't see how it's possible. So, for me, I am staying away from Waddle as a second-round pick, as a first wide receiver 1 that you're drafting. I don't even love him in the early third. but I certainly will not make him my second drafted player because Waddle is the number 2 on his offense with all those questions, for me that are at play. I think Waddle's overdrafted. Tyreek Hill, I feel like he could still get his. I feel like he could still get his no matter what, but I think, remember when Tua went down for that period of time? You remember what happened to Tyreek Hill and Waddle? Their yardage would be up and Tyreek Hill would get his, but the touchdowns went away. But Hill still survived. But if Tua goes down, there's a very good chance Tyreek Hill doesn't return his first round value and he becomes a wide receiver that you get in round 2, which is still going to be good, but I can understand the concern. I understand what Adam's saying.
Mine's more about ADP than anything, though.
Yeah.
But Smitty, Mike White, you love him, right?
I do. But we don't know. We don't know.
And Garrett Wilson did very well underneath him, right?
There was some great moments between. But there was also some failures too. But he did get hurt, and there's concern about him staying healthy. Like as much as I like Mike White, he has been getting injured when his opportunity has come up. And it's not, he got hurt. He got hurt the first time. Remember that the year prior, and he never got. Yep. We thought he was going to get his chance. He got hurt. This is not this last year, the year before, and he never got his opportunity back because he got hurt. And then he got hurt last year. Got rocked. Went out there, played like a soldier, but got rocked, got injured, banged up, played bad because he was hurt, and then he kind of crapped the bed a little bit in some ways. So like, there's definitely some questions. As much as I like him.
Yep. You're
right. Bravo says...
I personally... Well, I was going to say, I personally... Because I drafted Garrett Wilson. He's in like my Legacy Dynasty League. So I had some investment in watching the Jets last season. And my respect for Mike... I mean, last year I wasn't... I mean, it kind of seemed like a flash in the pan kind of deal. I don't know if it was legit or not. But I actually watched all the Jets games last year, and Mike White earned my respect. Like you said, he was doing well until he took that shot, got blocked. Like the line couldn't protect him. He was playing hurt the entire time.
Yeah. Hey,
I don't necessarily blame him.
Real quick, let me answer Johnny Not Bravo's question. My team Dynasty 1 flex QB PPR: Hurts, Eckler, Bijan, Hill, Cup, Hawkinson, AJ Brown, Breece Hall, Burks, Addison, Lockett, and a few others. Okay. So let me look for his other Bravo. What do I do with Eckler? Any suggestions? Okay. Let's see here. So you're in a Dynasty 1 flex 1 QB PPR and you want to get rid of Eckler. You've got Hill, you've got Cup, you've got Eckler, you've got a lot of old dogs, but you also have, Breece Hall, Addison, Hurts. I mean, you got some mix of youth as well. I try and get Gibbs. I'll give up first rounders in exchange for that downgrade. I would try and get Walker, who's a big concern for people. You got to try and get Charbonnet as well and do some deal for that as well. You could always trade across position, which would leave you just still Bijan and Breece Hall. And when you can't get rid of a player and you don't know what to do, the number one answer, does anybody know what you do if something's not working on your computer or on your phone? If something's acting weird, your browser's being weird, something's happened, what's the number one thing you do? It solves 99.9% of all tech problems. You restart your computer or you restart your phone. Restart your computer, restart your phone. It will fix 99% of all problems you're dealing with. Same thing to almost the same percentage degree here. When you can't get rid of a player and you tried everything you can do, trade across position. Same amount of confidence I have in that. Because if you go for a wide receiver from somebody that is in dire need of an RB so badly, they will give you a wide receiver that they shouldn't be giving you because they can't get an RB for anything. So you're going to have to maybe get creative. You might have to go after players that you might think are a little lower than Eckler, but you got to get a wide receiver. Go do that. You don't need to upgrade your quarterback. You don't need to upgrade your tight end. You're absolutely fantastic there. Would I entertain a Kincaid or a Cole Kmet in exchange for your Hawkinson to get an Eckler deal upgrade done to try and figure out something creative. Yes, I would go in that direction where you're getting a running back like Walker back. Maybe he's got Charbonnet too, and you downgrade Hawkinson into a tight end that you actually quietly like a lot to get that Eckler to Walker swap done. Things like that. That's the only thing you can do. Eckler's very hard to trade. Nobody wants to draft him in Dynasty, just like nobody wanted to draft Derrick Henry in Dynasty last year, even though they knew one more year could be coming or they expected one more year. You're in the same boat with Eckler. A lot of redraft value, just like Henry had at 28 last year. Very, very different, like a 2-round different Dynasty value. And so you got to play creative games to get rid of Eckler. There's no way you're walking straight in and doing an exchange 1-for-1 with the running back. You have to give up a first rounder to get a Gibbs in exchange for Eckler, or do some sort of wide receiver like Watson straight up for Eckler. You know.
Smitty, I 100% agree. And if you look at Hawkinson right now, he's the third tight end off the board right now. You could sell him for nothing, right? And that's not going to win his championship.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Ian, final thoughts, bro. What can I help you with? Give you 10, 15 seconds. The floor is yours.
No, I don't really got much. It was good talking with you guys today. Your show's pretty awesome.
Thanks, Ian.
Pretty much like one of the only shows that I think I've ever called in for. So
What's the baby's name?
Is that your baby?
Yeah.
Cooper.
Tell Cooper. Tell Cooper. Joe Burrow. My little 2-year-old says Joe Burrow. Ha ha ha. Joe Burrow seems to soothe her. Just tell her stories about Joe Burrow. They'll go right to sleep.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
Awesome, brother.
And congrats on the baby, bro.
Thanks, man. Hey, yeah. By the way, was it Denny? Man,
Yeah.
I wasn't really trying to give him a hard time.
I
I
know.
was just trying to actually relate to him.
That's my fault.
You know,
I was poking at him, and then he took it on you. I'm sorry, bro. All right.
Denny's our boy.
Yeah, he'll forget about it tomorrow. He'll be back. He'll be fine. All right. Later, Ian. Appreciate you. Call in anytime. I got you in the system here, so you call in. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Okafor, final thoughts.
So it's more like a quick question. Has Saquon come back to camp, or are you still like holding out? Is there like any fear about that? Because everyone seems to just be treating everything like it's a status quo, hunky dory.
So yeah. First of all, 20 gifted memberships from Russian Collusion. I don't know if I saw that one, Russian. Thank you for doing that. Goodness gracious. Maybe I did see it, but I don't remember. So thank you. As for Saquon Barkley, him and Jacobs are kind of in the same boat. It's like they're both wanting this long-term deal. Jacobs does not want to be in Las Vegas at all. He doesn't. He doesn't want to sign his franchise tag, nothing. He's sitting there just waiting in limbo. He's forced to sign it on July 17th. Both these guys, whether they like it or not, it's not the franchise tag. People have a misunderstanding of it. It's not something you have to sign. If you don't sign it on July 17, it becomes your deal. That is your 1-year contract. You're also not able to negotiate any longer for that season. They get locked into that $10 million deal. Even if on July 18th the two sides want to sign something, he can't. He's locked into that deal. That is his contract for the remainder of the year. Both these guys are doing a hard push to try and get extra money because they're running backs. They could go out there and get hurt tomorrow. And unlike a quarterback like Kyler Murray tears his ACL, he could go through this whole season and not play a single snap. And next year he has the exact same value. A running back like Barkley or Jacobs, they suffer a season-ending injury. They're done. They're not even going to get even remotely close to the offer they would get. They're in a contract year coming off an ACL tear or something. So as much as Jacobs wants out, he's saying, I might as well just get a 3 or 4 year deal, be unhappy, get paid, and I got to get the bag. If I don't get the bag, I'm screwed. I'm never going to get an opportunity. If I get hurt, I'm never going to get a $34 million deal again. Barkley has a little bit better chance of that. Let's say Barkley suffered some injury. But if Barkley tore an ACL next year, don't you think the majority of us would doubt him walking into the next year and say, God, that's just too many injuries? Probably, right? So teams will probably feel the same way. So Barkley's pushing to get that contract extension, and he likes the Giants more than Jacobs likes the Raiders. So I think he's not as unhappy with his environment. Jacobs is just upset. Jacobs is in a void. Just don't go near it. But Barkley he'll come to terms with it. I don't think they're far apart on a deal. They could sign him to a long-term deal, but I think they're thinking, let's just go one more year. He's a running back. Let's go one more year. They can't really franchise tag him. I suppose they could, but you can't really franchise tag a running back or really any player a second time in a row without it costing you. It's 110% the previous amount. It's not the same. It goes up. It's not going to be the exact franchise tag number. It's an additional percentage tacked onto it because you did it the year prior. So it's more costly to double franchise tag somebody. So Barkley's probably hitting the free agent market next offseason, which will be fun and interesting if he balls out where he's going to go.
Yeah, being in a situation like that, it's making me think that maybe if he has like a minor lingering injury, he'll choose to sit out rather than try to play through it. So there's also like that. If he's really that disgruntled.
Bro, that's exactly what I've said over and over and over about Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. These guys are going to sit out over minor injuries at some point. One of them will at some point during the year. I strongly believe, especially Jacobs, that they're going to be looking for their long-term looking out for their long-term value instead of catching hospital balls from Jimmy Garoppolo. They're just going to say, you know what? I'm not going. Like, look at Lamar. Lamar could have come back, but he didn't want to risk it smartly because he had to look out for his long-term value. Cooper Kupp, why would Cooper Kupp come back? For nothing. Their season was over. You know, so if that happens to Adams or Jacobs, they're done. D-Town 6-month celebration, Burrow hitting home runs in batting practice. Doesn't surprise me, D-Town, at all. I think this guy could quit and go play. He could be a professional wrestler tomorrow if he wanted to. This guy's a marvel. Thank you very much, Okafor. I'll see you tomorrow, pal. Call in.
All right.
Appreciate you checking in.
Ready.
Later.
All right.
Adam, I know we haven't let you talk very much, but go ahead. The floor is yours. I'll give you a little bit more than 10 seconds, but I do got to run. In-N-Out's closing soon. I want to get a burger.
Nah, go ahead, man. Go get you something.
No. We got a little time. I got a little time. I got an hour.
I did get a kick out of the dude saying Tank Dell was gonna run it in from the goal line. That made me smile earlier.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tank Dell, while we're on the Tank, you know.
Yeah, Tank's a monster, bro.
Top 20 wide receiver, I think.
That's a bold prediction. That's a bold prediction, and I like it. I like every bit of it. I like every single thing about it.
I really think.
Love that.
Yeah. Hey, Frank the Tank says, Smitty, you're salty that Kyler Murray turned out to be in the hospital playing. What, bro? I don't know that I'm salty about Kyler Murray at all. I'm the one that says Kyler Murray shouldn't be re-signed or signed to a long-term deal. I want nothing to do with Kyler Murray. Nothing. My Cowboys family in the building. Appreciate these guys. I got to have you guys on the show sometime. How are you? Love the channel. It's growing so much. Go Cowboys. Go Tony Pollard. Okay, my Cowboys family. Go Tony Pollard. We got to do some kind of mutual live. You know, they have a YouTube go live together app option on mobile. We should try that. Let's organize that. You go live on YouTube together on mobile. You click the go live with someone button and it gives you a link, and then just try it out. Let's do it. Adam, final thoughts.
Just the Tank Dell and as far as the Miami Dolphins, it's not that I think that they're not going to do well. I just don't think where their ADP is. I think they're going to fail based on what their ADP is. I think there's better people to pick and closer to them. Like, I'm taking Bijan over Hill, and I'm taking Olave over Waddle. So to me, I don't feel like I'm failing with those 2 picks over those 2 picks.
Yeah, I love Olave. I love when people laugh at me about Olave. I had my best friend for over 20. God, how many years? It's been like 25 years, whatever. Tell me he wanted to directly punch me right in the face when I said that Bijan was my number 1 running back. And he said, I want to square punch you right in the face. It's like, look, not everybody's in school right now. People have been in summer camp, or they haven't even been at summer camp. They've been on summer vacation. And we've all been sitting here taking summer school classes. We know a little bit of what's going on. And they don't. And that's the way it goes. So, TP will be taking the majority of the snaps and catching a lot out of the backfield. The game plan by McCarthy is all about getting the ball in the playmakers' hands. We're excited about Tony Pollard's season. Tony Pollard is a moon. Let me show you the moon man.
The moon man, dropping loads in outer space.
Tony Pollard was a moon man last year, dropped loads in outer space, and he's back this year.
Space monsters.
Space monsters, indeed. All right, Adam, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, you have a good one,
appreciate you. Scuba, you got 8 seconds. You
All
called
right,
it. You
man.
called in at the end.
I'm sorry, man.
That's right.
I was gonna ask you a couple questions, but since I got 8 seconds, I'm just gonna ask one. I'll just keep it on Dalvin Cook. So I wanted to ask you about CeeDee Lamb, but I'll just stick to.
Make them both quick. Make them as quick as you can make
all
them.
right.
Go.
All right, CeeDee Lamb, because you were talking about Mike McCarthy play calling. He's like a run. It seems like he's like his play calling is basically like old school. So I feel like he's gonna be like more run oriented. Do you think that's gonna hurt CeeDee Lamb? Because
yes.
I feel like what's his name, Kellen Moore. I feel like Kellen Moore is up to like date with like how like a passing offense should be, and McCarthy, I feel like he's just gonna dial it back to like how it was like before like they actually had like these innovative guys in there.
Yeah, I'm very concerned about CeeDee Lamb at his cost of entry. Do I think CeeDee Lamb's gonna bust? No. Do I think CeeDee Lamb's gonna have his best year he's ever had? No. I think CeeDee Lamb, McCarthy, I'm a little worried about. I don't hate McCarthy, but I'm concerned about McCarthy comparatively to Kellen Moore's system. Like, do I like the idea that they're going to run the damn ball? I do for Pollard. What I don't know, you're changing the offense a little bit, which is going to potentially throw a wrench into things. Maybe it's not effective. Then what happens? Then do you try and revert back and try and kind of restructure what's going on to make it kind of mirror what was working before? And he's like, how do we put this back together? Like, there's concerns whenever you go, yeah, I'm getting an animal style In-N-Out burger. I got about an hour to get down there before they close, so I'm okay. I got to wrap up and all that, so I do got to go in like 5 or 10 minutes here. CeeDee Lamb is great in the second round, but the problem is he's going like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like, would I love Lamb in the same territory Olave's going, like 15, 16, 17? Yes. Do I love that Lamb's costing you a back-end first-round pick? I don't. I just I don't feel like he's going to have as high of a likelihood of earning that value as he did last year.
No, I agree with you, and for me, it's just mainly because of like Mike McCarthy. Because I remember when he did come in, he did say that he wasn't even watching like any tape, and I don't even know if that changed now. Like, because I mean, at least like when you look at these other guys like Andy Reid and stuff, like Andy Reid, like he's like watching like college film, and he's like trying to at least like trying to be more innovative and like adding in like new things. And where I just feel like Mike McCarthy, he's just like one of these like dinosaur guys where he's just gonna like just go back to like the old school way because he thinks that it works. Maybe it's because he won a Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers and he feels like that system is gonna work, so he wants to keep it going.
Yeah, but let me leave it on this final note. I believe, and I don't want to hear from Ron until the end. I want to see if I'm true. I have a prediction Ron's asleep right now. I'm gonna wait till the end to see if he's asleep. I just have a gut feeling Ron's asleep. I think that Lamb will still be very good. and I want to make sure I'm not saying bust. I'm not calling him a bust whatsoever. I'm just saying, is he safe at 9 overall? I feel like St. Brown's safer. Is he safe at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 overall? I think Garrett Wilson's safer. I like Lamb. I love Lamb. And I want Lamb on some of my rosters. I just want him a little bit into round 2. That's it. That's all I'm saying. You ask me if I'm concerned. I'm concerned. Do I think he's a bust? No. I think he'll be still a very good wide receiver, but will he have his best season ever? I think maybe not. That's all.
All right.
Doesn't mean he's a bust.
I'll just look to see like where he's going like when I'm drafting and if I feel like if he's gonna be better than some of these other guys, then like maybe it. And I'm gonna let you go, but I just wanted to say with the Dalvin Cook stuff, I was listening yesterday to like some like the NFL Network channels, and I guess they're trying to predict like where they think that this guy's gonna go, and there was like 2 landing spots that they're talking about. One was with the Saquon Barkley situation. Is if the Giants would like remove the franchise tag off of him and put like and sign Dalvin Cook for like cheaper money, but that seems like
they can't move the franchise tag off him.
Okay, all right. And,
you can't.
And the other, I'm sorry. The other one was
wait. What did they say? They moved the franchise tag off him. Explain that.
So I guess it was on Good Morning Football. So Peter Schrager and them were talking about it. I don't know how exact. I have to try to see if I can find you the clip because I know that you're running. So I know that the next time that you're on a live show, I'll try to see if I can find the exact wording because I don't want to say like the wrong wording. I just know that he was saying something about like I guess like there's like a way that they can like remove Saquon Barkley off the franchise tag and basically let him hit free agency, and then they could like sign like Dalvin Cook to like a $4 or $5 million deal. I mean I don't know what the terminology exactly like he used, but I mean like he was like throwing like a hypothetical because one of the Giants like guys were there and he was asking him if he thinks that's like a scenario. So I mean I don't think that's something that exactly like the Giants were doing because like they also talked about like maybe like the Rams like signing him too because it seems like the Rams aren't really like doing anything and like because this guy's cheap.
Okay,
maybe,
you know
like,
what?
Try to bring
Apparently you can. Each of the different tags, non-exclusive, exclusive franchise tags, transition tag included, can be withdrawn by the team at any time before the player signs it. That is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That is interesting. I don't know if it's ever happened before. That's why I had to look it up. But yeah, it seems odd though. Like an injury would have to change the course of that. You know what I mean? Like for a team to be like, oh, we don't want Saquon Barkley. But that's pretty crazy. I guess that's one of the things that Jacobs is probably pushing to do. Like Jacobs could go up to his entire staff and just start talking about their mothers, or talking about their girlfriends or fiancés or whatever, and just be like, he just trying to rub them the wrong way and then them rescind the franchise tag. But hey, yeah, I guess that is true. That's crazy. I don't know if it's ever happened. I don't know if it's ever happened before.
I gotta be honest with you. I didn't even hear about that until like they actually brought up that segment. I didn't even know that you could do that myself.
Yeah, that's crazy. I haven't really seen a lot. I mean, maybe it's happened before in a very, very rare situation or something that I don't remember. But somebody has a recollection of when that happened. Please throw the name out. All right, hey Scuba Steve,
right.
What was that? What was the other question, real quick?
No. That, it was just about like Dalvin.
Dalvin
you were
Cook?
covering it with Dalvin
Okay.
Cook. The landing spots. It was about him either like what they said about him either going to the Giants.
They're probably just,
or I guess like the landing spot was the Rams.
I didn't
because
see
all
it.
they have is Cam Akers, and I don't know if they look at him as like as him going there, because they haven't really done anything.
It's probably just their idea. It's just their idea of what they think. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Appreciate you, Scuba Steve. We'll see you later.
All right. No problem.
Russian Collusion. Appreciate your super chats, your gifted memberships. You are the man. What else can I do for you?
Really, you're the man. You're the myth. You're a legend. We all know that.
I appreciate you.
That's well worth it. But Ron Navy's on the call too, so we got to give him a little bit of love and tell him I like where Pittsburgh's going this year. I like where they're going.
My prediction of the night was that Ron Navy was asleep. Drum roll. Ron, are you there?
Sure am.
Ah.
Oh my God, he's not sleeping.
I thought for sure you were asleep. It was just too long of an absence that we hadn't heard from you. I thought for sure you were just passed out in the recliner. There's just no way you were awake in my mind.
Surprise.
Are you barely awake?
No, I'm here. I've just been listening.
All right.
Ron
All right,
Navy,
guys.
you want to imagine, I want to thank you first of all for your service, what you did for this country, and who you are today. Get the frickin' people off of my lawn. I love it.
All right, Collusion. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks, man.
Collusion, we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Collusion.
Yeah, but, one thing I want to say, Smitty, you never talk about my Cowboys enough.
Hey, anytime you want to bring up Tony Pollard and I love Lamb. I don't want anybody to think anything negative of Lamb.
Why don't you talk about Dak? I want to have something on Dak.
On Dak, okay, we'll do that. I'll do that. I gotta go.
What do you think about him? He is so deep in draft.
Silver thought Ron was asleep too. Dak is. McCarthy's saying they want to run the damn ball, so I feel like Dak is probably going to have, like Lamb, not his best season ever. Doesn't mean they're going to bust, but I just don't know that I'm like all in on the passing attack this year. You get rid of Schultz. I like the shoe maestro, we call him, Shoemaker.
All right. Bottom line, Smitty.
Yeah.
This is you, the Russ and Collusion. You think Dak can win the championship or not?
No.
Okay.
But okay, could win? Yes. Will win? No. Not this year. But is Dak are people too critical of Dak Prescott? I believe yes. I believe that everybody was very critical about. They would love Dak one moment. He had that amazing game, and then he in the playoffs, everybody just turned their backs on him. And he had so much hype like a couple weeks prior to that, like in the sports world. I like Dak Prescott. I think Dak Prescott is a very, very good quarterback. I don't think he's a top 5, 6 quarterback, but he's certainly inside like the top 8 to 14. And I say that as a big range because there are a lot of good quarterbacks that are proving themselves. And I think you can't really just close it off at 10, but 8 to 14. That I would let me put it this way. I would trade Kyler Murray for Dak Prescott in a millisecond. I would take Dak Prescott in a millisecond.
So let me ask you this, because I know you're very high on. I know you're very high on Trey Lance. I know you're very high on a lot of these quarterbacks coming up now. Is Dak better than Trey Lance?
Of course he is. Trey Lance hasn't done anything, and he's in bust trajectory. Like Trey Lance, I wouldn't touch Trey Lance in fantasy. Trey Lance is done. He's cooked. Could he have been a good quarterback? Yes. Could Charles Rogers have been an amazing wide receiver for the Detroit Lions before he kept suffering collarbone breaks? Yes. Yeah. We adjust and adapt. Trey Lance had the potential. Shanahan destroyed him. Him. And he's continuing that right this very second. I wouldn't touch Trey Lance. And that's just facts, man. I mean, I wish it wasn't the case. Charles T. Drop at a Super Sis Smitty is trying to get a burger, but keeps getting pulled back in top 5 QBs. Yeah, don't worry. I'm watching the clock, and I'm making sure I'm not pushing it. They close at 1. It's midnight exactly right now, my time. It's 3 a.m. Eastern. But yeah, Dak Prescott.
Love you, Smitty.
Hey,
and I don't want to hold you up.
All right, Russian. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Call in tomorrow, okay?
I will.
All right, later. Ron Navy, final thoughts.
Go get your burger, dude. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, later, Ron. Ron waited that whole time for just those little words. He's gone. I wonder if he was asleep and I woke him up. He sounds really tired. I think maybe if I just would have shut up, he would have been like a millisecond away from passing out. And then I said, "Ron, are you there?" And he would have been asleep. Yeah. I don't know. What does Dalton do to make coaches love him? I don't know. I'm not sure. TMT, appreciate you tonight, by the way. Appreciate everybody that dropped the gifted memberships. Let's see. TMT dropped 2 $5 gifted memberships in the live stream. Just unbelievable. 20 gifted memberships by Russian Collusion. Appreciate that. We got super chats galore tonight with the prolific starting it off. Aloha. I don't know if Aloha is still here. Russian Collusion dropping a 5. Lancaster. Denny, who I hung up on, and I hope he's not mad at me. He doesn't. Sometimes when he doesn't call in, I wonder if he's really upset. But he doesn't stop, and we got to hang up on him. But it doesn't mean we don't love Denny. We want him on the phone. We explained to him. We don't want to hang up on you, Denny, but you got to stop interrupting. Charles T with a $10. Charles T with a $2. Johnny Not Bravo with a couple deuces right here. Johnny, appreciate you doing that. And then Russian, while he's on the phone, he drops a $100 hauler. $100 hauler from Russian Collusion. And I need to get his prediction for the board. So Russian, if you're watching, next time you call in, maybe tomorrow, you can give me your prediction, because any $50 hauler or above gets a prediction on the board, and I want to put that up there for you. And Charles T kicking it off or closing it out with the $5 hauler. I will see you all tomorrow. I should have an early quarterback drafting video. I should have maybe another video on a Moon Man or Breakout or something. Tomorrow's going to be at least a 2-video day, I assume. And then I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. Don't forget to get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com for the written content that I've produced for over 20 plus years. Trade calculators, bold predictions, one-on-one text advice is where you find that. And the articles, the year-round rankings, the dynasty rankings, the rookie rankings, the super rookie rankings, the super flex rankings, every rankings galore. It's 365 too. There's no draft kit. It's 365. In February, the rankings are there. March, the rankings are there. The trade calculator works in March, in April, in May. There's no draft kit. Okay, do it live. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you all. Let's go, Jahmyr Gibbs. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. Later, everybody. Appreciate you. Klondike, see you later, pal. Ethan, have a good one. TMT, appreciate you. In and out on the way. Cheeseburger animal style is going to be something I'm going to go get real quickly. Appreciate you, Blackbeard. Appreciate you very much. Sick Nasty. And Frank and Jake. Or Frake. I'm sorry. Frake. Call him Jake. I'm so tired. Jordan. Casey in the building. Ron Navy still awake. Get off his lawn. Ada. I'll see you later, pal. Sick Nasty. Thanks again. Deuces. Later, Matt.
Get breached.